What's up, everybody? This is Nick, and you're joining us not for a micro mini lightning newscast, but actually, Eric, what did we call this? And as always, I'm joined by my friend and co-host.
This is Eric.
And Eric, what do we call this again? It's the Pull Up a Chair Podcast?
Pull Up a Chair Podcast.
The PUC Podcast?
That's right. Sorry, I had to plug my mic in. I literally forgot to plug my mic in.
Well, my friend, that was fun to frantically watch you maneuver around and try to get that plugged in very quickly.
Get the XLR in. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I was like sitting there going, why do I have waveforms? Usually I pick up you a little bit. It's an easy way to keep things synced also. And I was like, why am I just flatlined out there? And it's because I had set up your mic and I'd forgotten to set up my mic.
Oh no, sir. I set up my own.
I set up part of your mic. You set up the mic part. I did the interface.
You did.
So,
It's easier for one of us to get down there than both of us.
Exactly.
To interface with the interface.
That's right.
So, Eric,
this is Eric.
We oftentimes we just kind of talk about news and we bring people the news they can use. But today, we're just gonna chit chat about a few things. There is kind of a big event going on.
Yeah. You've been following it?
Here and there. I haven't really been. I'm not like a huge gamer. So
Me neither.
I wouldn't say that it's one that I just keep an eye out for, or, I have to know everything that's happening.
Well, here's my thing is like, I don't play enough games to be a good at, reporting on them, that I just don't like. I played Halo. I played a lot of Halo. I played a lot of Battlefield. I played a lot of, of those games, but I don't have the breadth of game knowledge to be anyone should actually listen to about game. I can tell you my opinion. I'll tell you most of the time, never played it, never heard of it, or something like that. Or it's like some games I never got into. Like right before this, we talked about Gears of War. I never played. I played a little bit with you, one other friend, and just didn't get into it. It's not my style of gaming. I'm big on multiplayer games. And also turn-based strategy games. So until I see those kind of games, I just don't really get interested. I'm not into like these big worlds and just these storyline games. I've never got into them.
Well, I mean, I get that. I'm kind of the same way. The other thing is, I'm not a Twitcher. It's not something that I find myself wanting to play games constantly or needing to play games constantly to, I understand people do that to make a living and
that's amazing. I mean, we talk about sometimes it's hard to put in an hour. Those guys will put in like 4 to 6, 8 hours. They'll do marathons and they're in character. They're on point. Well, hopefully for most of it, I don't usually watch any of them that long. I watch a lot of Let's Plays, but it's more for the personalities and not the gameplay.
Right. And that's something that you kind of do. I mean, people watch these personalities. They watch the people that are playing the game rather than, truly watching being invested in the game per se. I mean, there are things that people can do to bring, honestly, they can bring things like Skyrim, which is, I wouldn't even say would be a fun game to watch somebody play. I don't know things like Fallout or Skyrim or any of those would be a fun game to watch somebody else play.
You mean like sandbox games?
Yeah. Like, RPGs, those type of deals.
I like people. So there's a game that seems to be no more pretty much, and that's, PUBG. It's all Fortnite now, but I loved watching PUBG. I loved watching that. I enjoyed. What else do I like watching? I'm watching the Let's Play channel, the Achievement Hunters. They're doing a new series called Ark. It's like, what is it like? Minecraft with dinosaurs?
Yeah,
basically survival. But that looks pretty fun.
Which Funhouse, when that game first came out, Funhouse did a pretty funny Ark.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Ark's been around a while.
Yeah, Ark has been around a while.
But they're starting a new world because they're not really playing 7 Days to Die, which we've played a lot of. We've played quite. I mean, I played a lot of 7 Days to Die. It makes me sad because usually I have the day set to 50 minutes, so I know a full day is 50 minutes long, and I've seen the number of days I've played, just so many hours running around, hitting things. That's all collecting resources.
Well, that's I was gonna say that's the name of the game. You run around, you hit things, you kill things, and then you move on.
Yeah, I mean I got kind of tired of 7 days because it had no depth to it. Kind of once you got going and you realize kind of how you want to build stuff out, you're like, okay, I'm going down here. Then there's an update to the game, and you don't get those features until you restart your game sometimes. And I was like, all right, I'm done. So, but a game like, I don't know, a game like Ark, which seems pretty interesting. I might play that, but it seems very in the same vein.
Well,
so I don't know.
I don't know that that's really. I mean, it is. Ark would be in the same vein as that. I'm talking more of like a Skyrim, which is just a one-player, like, explore the world. I don't know how much of an audience that would bring. Things like PUBG and...
Well, PUBG's pretty much dead. They're still in Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite just killed it?
Fortnite's just... Well, I mean, PUBG costs money, and Fortnite's free.
Oh.
I mean, and it's the same game. It's just almost skinned differently. I mean, there's more, like, there's a little bit different features, and I watched loads of PUBG. I was enjoying it. I'm like, there's no way this Fortnite game is going to take over PUBG. PUBG has steamrolled the battle royale market. Nothing's going to take it down, and lo and behold, Fortnite just came in and rolled over it. My Switch is downloading Fortnite right now. It might have been done, and I'm going to try Fortnite out. I don't like the building aspect of Fortnite, building like structures, but maybe I'll get into it once I start playing it. And I never even picked up a controller and never played PUBG. I just enjoyed watching it. So,
well, and I mean, PUBG was fun to watch. I mean, I like you watch like Achievement Hunter and them play it, and those were fun to watch. They were things that were different, and it was just, I mean, but that's like competitive stuff. Competitive stuff is fun to watch. I don't know, and somebody out there might disagree with me and might even make a comment about it if they're listening. But I don't know that something like a Skyrim or something like that would be enjoyable to watch somebody Twitch or do that sort of thing. However, there are personalities out there that can carry that kind of thing, that can make it interesting, can make it fun to watch.
Yeah, that's part, I think, why I like watching PUBG, and it might transfer to Fortnite, is I like the personalities of the players I watch. A few of them are really good. Some of them I actually like watching people play poorly. I don't watch people play that are really good unless they're really good and they have a great personality or character they are embodying as they play this certain game. I love that. Like on Achievement Hunters, when like they have some of their, Michael does Mogar or something like that. It's fun. I don't mind that. Sometimes they go too far and try to script out a little bit more of it. But yeah, I'm good. But I've transferred. I don't have an Xbox anymore. I don't have a PS anything. I have a Switch. I moved to the Switch. I got 3 kids, and so I wanted to get more games that could be more family friendly, and Switch dominates that market in my opinion. And so I bought a Switch. I have one game right now outside of Fortnite, one game that I bought, and that is the Mario Rabbids game, which is a turn-based strategy game in the vein of XCOM, which is very fun. It's not as, I don't think, fleshed out as XCOM in terms of like builds. You can skill tree a character.
Well, it's a Mario game. I don't know.
But there's still a skill tree.
Yeah.
And you still have these choices, and there's still couple different paths, but eventually you get enough orbs or whatever they are to flesh out all the paths pretty much. And so it's not a lot of like hyper detailed, like this is a sniper that gets double shot and can do this ability, but if anyone gets near him, he'll die almost immediately because he's weak. But yeah, so I've transferred that. And so, E3 has Super Mario Party coming out, which I'm so psyched I want to get that. I need to get Mario Kart. That's my next Switch buy will be Mario Kart. I mean, I know it's not the thing, but I saw Kingdom Hearts 3's coming out, but it's not going to come out from the Nintendo, it looks like. And that kind of bums me out. I really would like to have played a Kingdom Hearts game. In fact, I bought a PlayStation 3 kind of in this like time when, when PlayStation 3 came out, they were supposed to be backwards compatible on all games. Then it was like backwards compatible on some games. And then it was not backwards compatible at all. And I didn't really pay attention too much, so I just bought one. And apparently I got the wrong version to be backwards compatible at all, which really made me upset because I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on Xbox. And then Kingdom Hearts 1 on PlayStation. And I think Kingdom Hearts 2 was only on the Xbox, right? I can't remember. It wasn't on Xbox 3.
I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't really followed the Kingdom Hearts games. I know a lot of people that play them and love them because I believe there's been like a Kingdom Hearts 1, like 2.5,
yeah,
1.5.
Yeah, there's been some that were like handheld exclusive games.
But they continued the story in some way.
Yeah, and that kind of made me mad. I was like, I want to play all these, but I don't want to buy all these different little like handheld game, and I don't want to buy this whatever console because I just want what I have. It's not on the one I have, so I just won't play it. That's just going to be the short and long of it. I just won't play it. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the Kingdom Hearts timeline here. Timeline release in years. You have the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, those are two different games. Then Kingdom Hearts 2, you had a redo of Chain of Memories. You have Coded, 358 divided by 2 days, Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Dream Drop Distance 1.5 Remix, X, 2.5 Remix, Unchained X, 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Then you have the 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, which technically would be 4. Kingdom Hearts 4.
Let's add that up.
Yeah, and then if you're going to put the plus sign there, then you have to.
Here's where you're.
That's only order of operations, sir. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 finally. So, I mean, you have a ton of games. Like, if you were just really into this series and you wanted to follow the storyline completely, you have a ton of games that you have to, like, keep up with.
And so you have PlayStation 2 was Kingdom Hearts. Game Boy was Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memories. What was Kingdom Hearts 2 on? PlayStation 2 again. Then it was on the Nintendo DS for the Coded. At one point, it got off PlayStation. It got off PlayStation and moved to just Nintendo portables and PlayStation portables. And did it ever come back to another? Where does Kingdom Hearts X play at? I don't see that one.
Kingdom Hearts Play X was at Tokyo Game Show. Square Enix announced Kingdom Hearts X, previously known as Kingdom Hearts for PC, is a browser game for PCs and is playable in Japan since July 18th. It features cartoon-like 2D models and is a prequel to the entire series taking place before the Keyblade War.
So it's browser based, and I guess is it region locked to Japan?
I guess. Well, I'm guessing it's all in Japan or Japanese language instead of like a language, like an English version or that sort of thing. I just don't.
So this is a series I've wanted to play. It looks interesting and fun. Love the characters. Love the just the whole the look and feel of it, and have never got to play it because it's never been on a system I've owned. I've never owned the right system at the right time to play Kingdom Hearts, and it's still happening. It's still happening. You know, I was like, oh, I'm getting a Switch. I'm hoping Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure they're going to make another one. I'm sure they're going to put it out on Nintendo because they've had so many things go to portable Nintendo, and the Switch is great. It's portable. It's everything that Kingdom Hearts loves playing on, but it's not going to be on. Doesn't look like it's going to be on it. It's going to be on PlayStation.
No, well, here's the thing, and I'm just looking at this timeline. Can you believe it's been 17 years of this game?
Right?
17 years. I remember, and this is dating myself, obviously, but I remember when that first game came out. We were in college.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, that's a pretty neat idea. They combined, you know, like a Final Fantasy with a Disney.
Yeah.
And it was really
Looks fun.
Yeah, it was a neat idea that, you know, you never thought you would see.
I would see people
coming.
People talking about it, and I was like, that game sounds so awesome. And occasionally I see people talking about it still, and I'm like, man, I want to play that game so bad. Not going to happen. One, I don't have time to go through the full series. I would like to hit at least 1 and 2 and 3. I don't need all the other ones unless there's one that's just like the one. So, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to have to just... I think this is going to be a series I never get to touch any part of. Unlike Halo. How long has Halo been out? When did it come out? 2002 also?
Around that time. I mean, I do know that we got an announcement, by the way, of Halo Infinite. It's the newest Halo. It doesn't. I will say this: Microsoft, with the announcement of Halo and some other games, announced a new coding engine. For making graphics. And I will say the trailer for Halo looks beautiful.
Oh, wow. Man, it just keeps getting nicer and nicer. I don't know what to say. One of my friends, he has the PlayStation 4 with the VR headset and all that. And he's going to be playing on that. And he says it's pretty good for being a $500 setup. And so, man, just the technology and how spoiled we have gotten in graphics, and how I like the Switch here, which I can just pick up out of its dock. I mean, the graphics are great on it. It has no lag. I mean, it's brand new, so I guess not. And I can tell it's rendering a lot of the cutscenes in real time also. It's just real time rendering these cutscenes, and I'm like, so I can see my characters where I left them or whatever. So I don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore. It's just, it keeps getting nicer and it keeps getting better.
Well, and that's the thing is with this, you also had something announced with Microsoft, and they really didn't come out and announce it, but they alluded to it, and that was the fact that there is going to be. Do you remember when Xbox One came out? And Phil Spencer, the head of Microsoft Xbox Games, he basically said that this Xbox will be the final Xbox ever made. Like, there won't be a next console like this. We'll just keep upgrading this one, basically. Do you remember this?
Not really, but that sounds dumb. Like, what is the? You just continue. Well, they have the Xbox Scorpion, which is an upgraded version of the Xbox One, right?
Right. Well, now they're talking about a new one that's possibly coming. You know, apparently possibly coming in 2020. And the PlayStation has mentioned not the PlayStation. Sony has mentioned that there's going to be a PS5. So everything obviously is. Once again, we're moving forward. We do know that the PS5, that somehow they haven't released specs or mentioned anything about it, but somehow AMD is involved. They're going to obviously be the
processor
supplier.
or whatever. I don't know what AMD's doing now. I haven't followed AMD or the AMD Intel kind of war back in the 2000s, early 2000s.
Buddy, it's still going.
Yeah, but I mean, Intel just flat out beat the crap out of AMD for the past decade.
Well, but Intel just released their 6-core, which AMD's had for a while, but they just released their i9s, which is the 6-core processor.
Okay.
And AMD's response was a 32.
I saw that. What was it? Linus Tech Tips. You ever watch his channel?
I never have, no.
On YouTube? I mean, I think he's got 10 million subscribers, something like that. He's insane. He talks about that a lot. And it's hyper threading and all this. And I'm like, I would never need that. I mean, I don't game that hard.
Hasn't hyper threading, isn't that a technology from like the Intel 4?
I don't remember.
Pentium 4. They had the Pentium 4 hyper
AMD,
threading.
is it hyper threading?
Or they're calling it the Thread Ripper.
Thread Ripper, yeah, Thread Ripper. That's it. Not hyper thread. What? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
It's
ripping threads, sir.
So 90s.
You know what? You know what those threads are? The threads of reality. Reality. This thing will tear apart the fabric of reality. That's what it's getting at.
Wow.
You can play games that I see where they're going with this. VR. Okay. This processor will allow you to tear apart reality through VR.
Let's see how much a Thread Ripper costs. There's a 16 core and a 32. 16 cores, 32 thread. Desktop processor is $800 on Prime right now. $800, man.
What a deal! Buy it now, people. This is the future.
I just can't do it. I just can't do it, man.
We'll be able to open Microsoft Word faster than ever before.
Your Excel will be blazing fast.
If you still have a DVD, you can put it in the thing and it will shoot right out.
Yeah, man. I have no idea where technology's going. I don't know. It's just moving too fast. It's changing too much.
I mean, here's my question.
And I don't have the time.
The thing that people always talked about is, are there games that actually use like those many cores? Are there computer games that are coming out that are going to use 32 cores of a processor?
I mean, the OS uses... I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for graphics, obviously on the GPU, I don't know how that's... I don't know, man. I have no idea what anything does anymore. All right, let's see here. I'm looking at a benchmark from June this month. This was updated on the 13th today. This is updated. So I'm looking here. This is the high-end CPUs. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 15th one down is the AMD Ryzen Threadripper for $800.
Raisins.
The first 14 are Intels. Most of them are Xeons. Are they all Xeons? Yeah. Pretty much all. Not all of them. There's the i9's number 2. The 7980. I don't know if that's Sky. I don't know what that pin set is. Let's see here. You got the Xeon Gold and the Platinum. And it's just i9s and Xeons above it. And then you have AMD. And then you have a ton below. The thing about AMD is, yeah, AMD is the 14th fastest on this list. AMD's, like I said, cost $800. All the Intels, all of them are over $1,000 to $8,000, except for the i9 7900, which is $939. So I mean, you are getting the cost to core ratio is pretty good there.
Eric, so what are you saying? Is now the time to buy?
You should invest and dump all your money and just buy AMD processors. That's
You
what I'm
heard
saying.
it here, folks. AMD processors are going to be good as gold in the future.
Exactly.
Well, getting back to what we set out to talk about. I mean, you said you have a Switch. Are you into the? I know you're upset about there not being a Kingdom Hearts. Are you into like the Super Smash Brothers?
I am. I am not into fighting games except for Super Smash Brothers. I can't think of another fighting game. I played Mortal Kombat. I did like Mortal Kombat. I used to play. Oh, what's that? I can't think of the name of it, Nick. It's the Sega one.
You talking about Street Fighter?
Is it Street Fighter?
Tekken?
Yeah. No, I did like Tekken. I only played Tekken.
Neo Geo?
Never played
Nat Geo or whatever it was.
National Geographic?
Yeah, Natural Geographic fighter.
I played Tekken. I played that solely arcade, and I loved Tekken in the arcade. But it was
Primal Rage.
Man, no, I played that arcade too. Did you play that?
I did.
That was pretty fun.
You know, there was a long period of just fighting games that came out. I apologize. We're very
no, that's fine.
But I mean, you also have things like Mario. A new Mario Party got announced.
Oh man, that sounds awesome! I am getting that game.
Are you?
I've never owned a Mario Party, but I played it at other people's houses, and I've always loved it. And the thing is, I have 2 plug-in controllers to the Switch, plus the 2 Joy-Cons. So that's 4 people. That's 4 people. And Mario Party is really good about balancing the game for the person in last place sometimes, which my youngest would most likely be that, especially if it's an agility game. And the same for Mario Party. Mario Kart is like you can set a person up to be like the computer helps them not fall off as much. And that's what I like about it. So I can play with all my kids and kind of keep it competitive still, even though I'm going to destroy them at all times.
Well, and the Switch is actually kind of conducive to a Mario Party type game where people go, kind of individually at first, but then of course you play the mini games together.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the cool features that they've added in here is that you can add in more switches. So like if you have 2 switches, you can have so you're expanding the screen basically. Those on the other
Oh,
switch.
really?
Yes.
So you only need one screen, but you can have multiple switches?
Yes.
Okay, like Mario Kart, you can do multiple switches, but you need multiple screens also, so you can have all the real estate for racing.
Yes.
But for that one, you just one. That's awesome.
Let's see. Basically, they're saying it lets you connect multiple Switch consoles to expand your screen.
So does each Switch console have to own the game, or do you just need it for expansion?
I don't know that.
That's curious because if I buy it, I know a couple people have Switches. I'd be like, hey, let's do Mario Party night. I'll just bring mine over. I own it. You just we'll just do that and go. Which,
I mean, I will say this. It's in as far as games or consoles like the Xbox and the PS4, they've kind of gone away from that couch co-op. I know there are, and some people would say there are couch co-op games. Yes, there is. Gears of War did that.
Army of Two.
But I mean I'm talking about on the Xbox One. There hadn't been an Army.
Oh yeah, I've only played that with you.
And then there was. I mean, you've got the Borderlands or kind of a couch co-op.
I've never done that series. I've heard it's fun though. That's what I want to do.
Nintendo really seems to be focused. I mean, they focus on that couch co-op stuff, and it's a great market for them because they have games like Mario Party. They have the games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, games that are made for people to be in the same room and play together, not over the internet. They can be played over the internet now with the Switch, from what I've been reading, but for the most part, if you wanted to get together, for a game night with a bunch of friends, Nintendo has always kind of been that company that's like, hey, we invite you to, have friends over and play with them and, do that sort of thing.
Yeah, they also had, in all their, Nintendo's have always tried to get you moving. You know, they had the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Were always like, hey, go and battle. Be out and about with your devices.
And they did announce a new Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know much about that one. That's one I haven't read about. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. If my son was like super, like I had this, I might get it, but I don't know if I'll buy it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked much into it. I have heard on one of the videos recently, I heard Michael and Gavin talking about it. I think it was one of the Gmod videos they were.
Yeah, I remember that one. They don't want it to be like a Pokemon Go.
Right.
They want it to be more like the typical Pokemon kind of game, I believe. But also with being able to be out and about. I don't know.
So, I mean, that's kind of cool. And I guess in a way for this podcast, we are kind of doing a micro mini entertainment edition. Just kind of
I guess we got stuck on it.
Yeah, going over all this. But, I mean, there are some... I mean, you got to give it up to Nintendo for having these ideas where it's like... And they are calling this new... the new Mario Party... They're calling it a kind of almost the most creative game for the Switch this year.
I'm excited.
I guess in the way they utilize it and the way they do things, it's very much kind of a creative use for the hardware that is the Switch. What other games do you know of that you're interested in?
I don't know. Let me take a look. I mean, I'm always interested in playing a Halo game. I don't know if I want it. I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm not going to be able to play it without finding someone who has one and them owning it, because I'm not going to buy a system just to play that game. I was a huge Halo. I played 1, 2, 3 Reach. I didn't play Guardians. Didn't play 4. Is there a 4?
Yeah, I mean, there's a 4, there's been a 5.
5 is Guardians. I know that one.
Yeah, 4 was the one with
4? Did I play that one?
It's the one with the guys that are supposed to be the ones that founded the universe. You do a quick time event to fight the final boss, and you basically push him off of a
I played that one
bridge.
Too. I played that too. Oh yeah. Here it is. Is it these guys?
Yeah, those guys.
What is it called? The librarian? I don't remember.
Yeah, the library. I like that. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm going to call it.
Sounds about right.
They're the new bad guys, the librarians.
So I guess I stopped at 4. I played Reach in 4, and then I didn't continue on.
You know what the librarians are mad about?
What?
Humanity's been way too loud.
Way too loud.
Yeah.
Too much ruckus.
Too much ruckus.
So yeah, I played those. I wouldn't mind touching a controller and playing it for a little while. I can't. I've been kind of looking through this. Outside of all the Switch games that I find to be completely awesome, there's not really anything that I can see that looks unbelievable. One thing that I did think looks cool is I don't know if this was revealed at E3, but the new Dumbo. Did you see that?
I did not. This is a movie?
Tim Burton's live action Dumbo.
Which, I mean, God bless Tim Burton. He still keeps making freaky movies and weird movies. But, I mean, he is putting out a Dumbo. I saw the commercial for that.
The trailer?
Yeah, the trailer.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched the full thing, no. But I saw that they had put one out.
So it's interesting. There are times I'm sitting there going, a scene, I'm like looking at a scene that has no people in it, and I'm like, is this generated or is this CGI or is this real? Sometimes I just cannot tell sometimes. Wow, that looks really good. Look at that. Is that CG? That's got to be puppetry.
Well, no, I think it is CGI.
I don't know. Look at that. Look at the way the hay moves. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Buddy, they can do amazing things with CGI.
The new hay rendering CGI.
Yeah.
Cool. Using 64 cores.
Well, but that's 128 cores.
That's 120. Ooh, sorry to insult you.
Yes. By the way, I do want to bring this up. They Bethesda at E3 made a very funny commercial poking fun at themselves
Uh-huh.
for Skyrim, because they put out like a Skyrim definitive edition, and then
Was it not definitive enough?
no, apparently not. But they made fun of themselves. They got Peel from Key and Peele,
I saw that video. I haven't watched it yet.
but it was Skyrim on the Alexa. It is
great.
It is actually pretty funny.
I'm going to watch that.
And the sad thing is listening or watching this commercial, I would play this game.
Would you?
Yeah, it's like an old computer game where
It's like,
word text computer game.
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
you're like
you're in a field. To your left is a town. To your right is a scarecrow. What will you do? And so yeah, I mean it is very funny. You need to take the time to watch it. I do want to make one comment about the things in that were announced at E3 is that a lot of them are sequels.
okay.
Like there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of
That's true. We haven't really talked about a new game.
new ideas. I mean, we watched the commercial. I showed you the commercial for the Jump Force.
The Jump Force, yeah,
which is all the anime characters.
But that is drawing from like current IP, right? I mean, so
Well, Naruto and One Piece.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but it's not new. What I consider new, like completely left field.
Well, what it is some anime fanboy's wet dream is what it
I
basically.
mean, it looks like it.
I mean, you've got Goku. We saw Goku, Luffy, Naruto fighting Frieza in the demo, which you made mention. The graphics look incredible, by the way. It all looks very interesting. But then, and I'm guessing it's a fighting game. Is that the takeaway you'd get from what you saw?
Looking at it, it looks like a fighting game, and the only person they're fighting is Frieza.
Well, I mean, if you're going to put one person in there, it has to be Frieza. But, I mean, really, the other games that have been announced, I mean, you've got a Devil May Cry 5. You have Anthem, which is basically what they said, Destiny with jetpacks. You have another Ori game. You've got Just Cause 4. You've got, I mean, it's a bunch of games that are basically sequels. And of course, another Assassin's Creed movie. They're just crapping those things out. I mean,
I don't know anything about them.
Oh, buddy, they just put one out every year, it seems like. I will say the new Marvel Spider-Man game looks incredible.
I saw a little snippet of that, and man, it did look good. It looked real good.
It's one of those games that I really liked the Arkham Batman games, and it's one of those games that almost makes me want to buy a PS4 because it looks like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That game does look cool. I encourage you to buy a PS4. I know you're not doing anything of that matters right now. You're not really busy.
No. I mean,
your life's pretty sedentary.
Casey won't mind. She encourages me, and no, I'm just kidding. I will say one that came out of left field for me, and just looking at a list of things. Did you ever play a game called Beyond Good and Evil?
No, I don't know if I've even heard of it.
It is a game that I played way back when, but it originally came out in 2003.
Wow, that's a long time ago, man. 15 years ago?
Yes, and they've just now made a part 2.
Well,
now,
I was waiting for the part 3 to play in 2030. That's what I was waiting for.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it'll be coming? I mean, here's the thing. It's one of those games that's been talked about for a while, and there was even a trailer at one point that I saw that was going to be a sequel. Now it's a prequel. Buddy, I'll tell you right now, I haven't watched the trailer for it, but I'm looking at the little screenshot they have at the beginning of the trailer. The graphics in 2003 look nothing like that.
They're not holding true to the theming of the game, huh?
I don't know.
They're betraying it.
I'm saying that the character that is shown here does not is not what I imagined a fully fleshed out character from the original good Beyond Good and Evil to look like. I may not have had the imagination to.
Oh, I kind of remember. Okay, looking at the graphics from this pig guy. I remember this. Like this, I remember this graphic right here. But that's about all I remember.
It was a pretty fun game. It was kind of short. It was just kind of a short game. It was a pretty fun game. I don't know what exactly to expect in this new one. I haven't really. Honestly, it's way out of left field in my opinion. I don't know, but I mean, there's a couple games like that. I mean, there's Cyberpunk 2077 by developer CD Projekt Red has finally released another look. I know that one's been talked about by Lawrence on Funhouse for quite a while. The sequel to Cyberpunk.
Did Funhouse go to E3 or is it just?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I have not. Let me go to one of their sites and see if they got any coverage.
So I mean, not a whole lot in the way of new games, like brand new ideas. There is a little game that I see here called Tunic, which people say is a lot of fun, or looks like a lot of fun. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of this Tunic game's kind of in the realm of a Legend of Zelda. You're playing as a fox basically.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, there's not a whole lot that's being talked about as far as like a brand new idea for a game. Although I did see that there is a Mega Man 9 coming out, Mega Man 11 coming out. 9, 10 have already happened yet. Mega Man 11's coming out.
You know what I got my son? Speaking of Mega Man.
What'd you get him?
As you can see here on the desk in front of me is a tore apart magazine, comic.
Is that Sonic the Hedgehog, sir?
This is Sonic.
The greatest hero of our time?
Is this Sonic Universe? It's one of them. So there's one called Sonic Crossover, Sonic
Boom,
Sonic the Hedgehog, Worlds Collide, I think is what it's called. Worlds Collide, and it's a crossover between Sonic and Mega Man. And I bought the first 3 of the books for him to read because he had I don't know where he got this Sonic magazine. Someone must have just gave it to him, the Sonic comic book, and he just he's read it a ton of times. So I got him the Sonic. I couldn't find this one. I couldn't find
Well, buddy, that's a collector's item you have there.
Yeah, every page.
Every page is beautifully hand drawn by small children in a sweatshop.
But apparently, Sonic. I bought the collections that are in book form, so it could get not caught up. I bought in the first 3. I found them at a half price bookstore, and I bought those for him and for him to read. And I was like, "There you go, man. You like Sonic? You can learn about Mega Man. You can have a good time." And I bought him these, and I don't think he's read any of them. Makes me mad. But he'll sure watch Sonic on the cartoons.
You
Those
know
are
what?
Garbage cartoons too.
By the way, speaking of mad,
okay,
there is something that has happened recently, and I'm sorry, I'm very much switching gears, but I was reading about this. My friend, International House of Pancakes.
I've never heard of that place.
Well,
I'm only familiar with International House of Burgers.
Well, see, when I originally saw IHOB, I was like, oh, okay, they're going away from pancakes to go to International House of Breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah.
Where it's okay, we don't just do pancakes. We do bacon, eggs. We do the whole thing.
Which everyone knows that already.
They do. However, apparently it stands for burgers.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I don't.
No, I've had a burger from. I think I've had a burger from there before. They've had burgers on their menu for a while.
Yeah,
right?
but they're not known for their burgers. You don't go to IHOP or IHOB now for their burgers. I mean, their burgers aren't great.
No, they're not. Now, you know what? I may go get one just to see if there's any difference. I don't mind going there. I kind of like International House of. I'm going to just go with pancakes.
So, what is the reason for changing this?
Marketing? That's my opinion. I cannot see this being a real change.
Do you think it'll last? Do you think this is like only like a short time, kind of to shake things up type of deal?
I'm guessing it. Well, I mean, I can't see anybody like really. It's a big deal to change entire branding.
Because I'm going to be honest, I feel stupid saying IHOB.
I don't. I like the other changes other chains are going with to be with one in the IHOB idea. Qdoba, that's a good one. Is now Qdoba. I like that.
No, it's not. Please, this is a joke, right?
So there's one called Time Hob. I don't know what this one is.
Time Cop.
Cop.
The movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know that movie. Pancake King. That's really good. That's a good name too.
Way to go, Burger King.
Burger
Way
Kings.
to represent.
What do we got? White Castle changed its name to Pancake Castle, or it was joked about it.
Yeah,
but at least see, like Burger King went out all out and had one of their graphic designers actually graphically design the logo, which is awesome. And I think the idea of it's great.
What's Whataburger got?
What do they have? The pancakes. Oh, as much as we love pancakes, we never change our name to What a Pancake. What a Pancake. That's good. But yeah, I think it's a great. I mean, everyone's talking about it. Everyone is.
It's not. I like this DiGiorno. It's not burger. It's pizza.
I mean, I'm not a Twitter person, and I don't follow Twitter because I have an attention span longer than that. But that's pretty funny.
I just want to meet the man who thought, you know what? We need to come up with a new marketing plan, IHOB. And they just went with it. Like somebody actually sat in a marketing meeting and goes, you know what we need to do? Change our name to IHOB.
It's one of two things. It's either the head of marketing came up with it and no one wanted to. They're like, that's a great idea. Or it was an intern that came up with it and he was told he was an idiot and it got stolen by the head of marketing.
I bet you that the head of marketing like accidentally misspoke, had a
stutter
or
some
speech
sort of
impediment moment where he was like, we will call them all IHOB. I don't know why
why is he Indian?
I don't know.
I
felt like that was more German, but
that was German to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you know how random my impersonations go, but I have a feeling that this was just somebody's speech impediment, and they were like, "IHOB it is!" Like, you're the best. Sir.
They just went along with. I don't know. I heard that some of the stores, some of high profile stores, actually had their signs changed.
Well, I expect that you'll probably see that to kind of.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna be like a flash in the pan, then it won't last that long, and why go through all that trouble and all that money? I think there's. I mean,
it's getting a lot of attention.
That's the point, right?
Good or bad, we're
talking about
attention. And
I'll go try a burger.
I'll come try one of your crap burgers. Unless you've really improved them over the years, which
I mean, if you're gonna promote them, they better be good.
My thing is, who goes to IHOB for a burger? Like, make them different. Put pancakes on either side of the meat, which has already been done too. But
yeah,
do something.
What was the thing McDonald's did? The griddlers,
yeah, griddlers,
something like that. Those were pretty good, man. They had a lot of calories though.
Oh yeah, they did.
They were well, it was like syrup soaked bread.
We went to celebrate somebody's birthday. We went to Dave & Buster's.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever looked at their menu. We actually ate there today. But I was looking through their menu. The highest thing, they've got the calorie count next to it. The highest thing are these little tiny waffle sliders They're chicken and waffles, but they're chicken with bacon on it, and then between two small little waffles. And they were like 2,400 calories.
Was it an appetizer?
No, this is a meal.
That's a meal for a person?
That's a meal for a person.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I don't know. Me and one of my friends were debating. One of the guys I work with.
I'm sorry, one of your what?
One of my guys I work with.
Okay, there we go.
But we do a podcast together. No, I'm just kidding. But we were sitting there debating if the 2,400 counts before you add the syrup or after you add the syrup, because it comes with syrup.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it's optional.
It's optional. It's on the side.
Like how much syrup?
I don't know.
A gallon?
I don't know.
They expect you to chug syrup after everyone.
No, you pour it on top of this thing, man. It's waffles.
Did someone order it?
No.
How much was it?
It was like $12.99.
That's a pretty good price for calories to price ratio.
Yeah, I know.
Like, man, I really need some calories, and I only have $13.
For $13, you can feel your arteries harden with each chew.
It's like that person's dying of starvation. Does he have $13? Yeah. Oh, he'll be fine for days.
Give him the artery clogger.
Yeah. He'll be great.
He'll be great. His body will just keep digesting that. Well, Eric,
what's up?
I think we've come to the end. We've successfully. I mean, we're hitting a long form here.
We did hit the time limit, didn't we?
Yeah. What? Any other thoughts? Any other things you wanted to talk about?
Did you want to see this new Jack Reacher series off of Amazon Prime?
I do, in fact, want to see this new
I do too.
Ryan series.
Jack Ryan. I'm sorry, I said Jack Reacher, didn't I?
Yes.
I mean Jack Ryan.
Completely different character.
A very different character.
But
yeah, it's coming in August. I'm excited for that, and it has nothing to do with E3. Did you watch the trailer
for the show? Yeah, I saw a trailer a long time ago. I haven't seen the newest one.
I don't know if there is
the newest one.
Whatever.
But it looks pretty good. I'm excited to see what they do with it. It could be very, very well done.
I like the Jack Ryan character, so I'm excited to see what they do.
Which iteration did you like? Did
All
you
of
like Alec Baldwin or Harrison Ford or
how many are there?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, he was in, I think, one really bad one. But
Jack wasn't bad.
Jack Ryan, well, he ran around in nuclear radiation.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I have to look it up. I'm excited to see it though.
No, it should be very good. Like a lot of the stories were very well done. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with this. I mean, that does remind me. There's also a new series coming out that's a Watchmen series, the DC Watchmen.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a remix. The director keeps calling it a remix and not a reboot. Not a reboot. And then there's a new Middle Earth.
Middle Earth, really?
Yeah, like a follow. It's supposed to be. I don't know if it's a retelling or a follow up to the Hobbit. I haven't quite researched it enough to know what it
is. It on TV or is it?
I think it's a Netflix one or an Amazon. It's not a TV one. It's one or the other.
Well, it's streaming Amazon. See, Middle Earth, Amazon. Lords of the Middle Earth. Oh nope, that's a bunch of different things. Middle Earth Quest. I'm looking here. I didn't hear about. I don't know if I heard about this one or not. Amazon is tuning the Lord of the Rings into a TV show. Here it is. So Amazon is turning the Lord of the Rings into a TV show. I'm curious about this. I mean,
now,
I know Jeff Bezos needs more money because he's almost broke.
Well, but here's my thing, and I agree with what a lot of people are saying, as if the 40 some odd hours that Peter Jackson put together
it's not enough.
I know it's not.
You don't get it. What do they call the tree people? The moving trees.
You talking about the Wizard of Oz? They were just trees that threw apples.
No. And
the Knights that say knee, they wanted a shrubbery.
I don't know. Man, you don't know about the trees from Lord of the Rings that move?
Buddy, I'm going to be honest with you. There was a point where the Lord of the Rings bored me, and I just skipped to the last few minutes of the last movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
ENT, that's it. The ENT, these guys.
So we're going to just focus on one.
That's what they think they do, like obscure
characters.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about like the John Wick series. they don't like follow John Wick, but they're in the universe, and John Wick is in their lore, but it's about other people. And that sounds great.
Yeah, but I don't know that I want to be following a tree around.
You don't have to be.
What we're talking about is having a person in there that's like a fellow assassin versus
a magical giant tree.
A magical giant tree, yes.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying this would be some good storylines come out of this.
With what?
I don't know. Termites?
The termite saga lasted about 12 episodes.
Strong winds?
Strong winds.
Who knows?
Wouldn't you be surprised to find out that the Ents actually caused the strong winds?
That's right. They're magic. So
like you don't want to be downwind of an Ent. That's all I've ever known.
It's a good universe. I'm missing a little bit of fantasy in my TV watching diet, which I don't watch much TV. I don't think I watch anything that's fantasy. I'm having a hard time finding sci-fi.
Go back and watch Fantasy Island. It doesn't get more fantasy than that.
It's a whole island of fantasy.
It is. It is. And on that note, I think we're bringing this to a close. Eric, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Well, you can find this Fantasy of the Pull Up a Chair podcast all over this glorious
We are
web.
now changing our name to the Pull Up a Burger podcast.
Pull Up a Burger.
So
Pancake Podcast.
Pancake Podcast.
Pull Up a Pancake Podcast.
Pancake a Burger.
What?
Podcast.
I declined that one.
No, sir. Pancake a Burger podcast.
You can find this podcast all over the internet.
Pancake a Burger podcast.
You can find us on iTunes, all the Android apps. Go to Facebook, type in, though it's not, what was that podcast? The Pancake Burger?
Pancake a Burger podcast.
Pancake a Burger. Type in that and you'll find us, or type in Pull Up Chair Podcast on Facebook or YouTube. You can tweet at us at Pull Up Chair Pod. And what else we got? Oh, we have our own website, PUC Podcast.website. That is PUC Podcast.website. So that's it.
Pancake a podcast, or Pancake a Burger podcast. It's coming, people. This is going to be our newest podcast.
Prepare
Pancake a Burger
yourself.
podcast.
Get ready.
It's going to be a podcast about us joining things that probably shouldn't be joined together in the most unhealthiest ways.
Sounds good.
It
Sounds
does.
like what was that? What's that? A YouTube channel? Epic Mealtime.
Epic Mealtime.
They still make their stuff.
I think they do.
I know the dude that was kind of the head over it, the guy with the big beard, the Canadian. I see him a lot on some other things, but I'm assuming they still make their things.
Well, my friend, we really have a niche market here that we can tap into by getting up the Pancake a Burger podcast and making it a true to life thing. But as always, we thank you for joining us. We thank you for joining us for an epic time. And I tell you, have yourself a great day.
All right, bye.